Wait. Maybe you go
like... like this because it's like in the studio. What are you doing? You have to go righty-tighty. Righty-tighty.
Are we gonna start now? Get your phone. Get your phone out. This is a nice little setup right here.
It is. Hi, I'm John.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And today we're gonna be reviewing Goths. It is the 22nd studio album by the Mountain Goats.
Mountain Goats are headed by mastermind John Darnielle and whatever instrumentalist he wants to put on the album, pretty much.
It's it has no guitars, this album, Goths.
0 guitars.
Which is quite a shift.
Yes.
In a lot of his previous albums, it's all guitar, essentially.
Yes, pretty much.
He walks out on stage, he says, "We're the Mountain Goats." He's got his acoustic guitar with him, it's just him. Quite a character.
Quite a character. So starting off, the first track, the intro track, Rain in Soho. It was one of the 2 singles he released prior to the album.
Along with Andrew Eldritch is moving back to Leeds.
Right. What did you think of Rain in Soho?
I liked it. It's catchy.
It's very catchy.
Most of the tracks on this album, honestly, pretty catchy tracks.
I really liked it. I thought it was one of the best tracks on the album. It had kind of like a tribal thing to it with the ooh. Yeah. And then it had some nice drums on it. It was kind of different. When you listen to the whole album, it's pretty different from the others. That's why I like it so much.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good lead-in.
Yes.
But it kind of switches pace.
Right.
It's a little slower.
It's a little slower.
It's a medium tempo.
It's medium tempo, but it's loud. It's like big.
Yeah. Okay. The next song.
Whoa.
Oh. Gotta give it a review.
Right.
I give it a 7.
7?
I'd give it a 7.
Alright.
It's a good song.
I really liked it. I'm gonna give it an 8.4 out of 10.
Strong.
Great intro track.
Yeah. Okay. The next song, Andrew Eldritch is moving back to Leeds.
The second single off the album.
This is a great song. I don't know much about Andrew Eldritch.
Or Leeds.
Andrew Eldritch, he's the lead singer of some goth band.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. I looked it up. And that kind of goes with the whole theme of the album, Goths.
Pretty much.
It's catchy. It's got great drums. It's got a great brass section. I think this is the song that Darnielle got the Nashville Symphony on.
Nashville Symphony. It's pretty nice.
It is pretty good.
I liked it. It's not as good as Rain in Soho.
I think it's better.
Opinion. Really?
It's catchier. It's faster. It's more upbeat.
I don't know about catchier. I don't know.
I'm gonna give this song an 8.
I give it a 7.2.
I'm gonna give it an 8.1.
8.1?
8.1.
Good track. Good track. Alright, moving on. It's The Grey King. What's the rest of the song?
The Grey King and
Grey King.
And the Silver Flame something.
What did you say, The Grey King?
I couldn't write the whole thing. We only have these tiny pieces of paper that have our notes on.
I thought it was a pretty mediocre track, to be honest.
This is the one where he goes, "I'm hardcore, but I'm not that hardcore." Like
that's the highlight of the track.
It is.
That's a great lyric.
I'm not.
He says it so
hardcore.
slow. He's like, "I'm hardcore, but I'm not that hardcore." It's great.
And that's another reference to the goth culture.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, being hardcore.
Yeah. Other than that, I thought it was pretty slow.
It is slow. It's one of the slower songs in the album.
Didn't really like that about it. Other than that, it's just a pretty forgettable track in my opinion.
Probably a 4.5.
I give it a 6.
5.
I give it a 6.
5, 6.
Alright. Now we do it
track.
We do it different on the West Coast.
We do it different on the West Coast.
I thought this was another one of the best songs on the album. So catchy.
Good song.
Chorus. We do it different on the West Coast.
It's good.
Great.
There's good piano, good keyboarding in it.
Nice drums too.
I think this is one of the best songs in the album.
I agree.
It's a little, it's catchy, but it's not loud.
It's true. It's pretty upbeat.
It's upbeat.
That's the thing with this album. I think all the upbeat tracks are the best tracks on the album. I gave it a 8.4.
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5?
I'll give it an 8.5. Yeah, I'll give it an 8.5 because I do think this. I'm gonna give it an 8 because I think although this is one of the best tracks in the album, this was a great album.
Right.
And I think it's a lot of the tracks are gonna hover around 8, so I'm gonna give it an 8.
All right, next track, the best track on the album, Unicorn Tolerance. So good.
So this is the most upbeat song on the album
by far. That's what I like about it. It's great.
I don't understand it. What is Unicorn Tolerance?
You don't have to understand.
I don't understand it. I like songs with lyrical worth. I think this song lacks it.
It has worth, you just don't know it. It's in Darnielle's mind. But he makes it so catchy.
It is very catchy.
I have high unicorn tolerance. So good. So good. I'm feeling a
7.
9.3. Best track on the album by far.
By far?
By far.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
7?
An even 7.
I don't know about that. Anyways, moving on. Stench of the Unburied.
Stench of the Unburied is one of my favorites. Great intro to that song.
Yes. Very catchy. Again, I like a lot of this album. I also thought it was a really good track.
I think this was probably one of the best, if not the best, song on the album. Honestly.
I love the part where he goes 92 degrees.
That's the chorus.
So catchy.
And I think he did a great job with this track.
It's kind of like
it could have been a single. It could have been a single.
I think if it was a single with Rain and Soho, that'd be good.
And then left Andrew Eldridge to be one of the stronger tracks.
I didn't really hear the singles before the album, so it didn't really affect me.
Same.
I give Stench of the Unburied an 8.1.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5. 8.6. I'm not giving away my 9s easily here.
I'm not either. I only gave one.
Probably an 8.6.
8.6. All right. Next is Wear Black. I thought this was
forgettable.
Very forgettable. I'd say probably the worst track on the album. Just mediocre.
Because it's hard to follow up. It's following up Stench of the Unburied.
It's true.
And with this, it's just a very slow-paced song we have here.
I feel like some of the tracks towards the end of the album are kind of like boring. They're just mediocre. They kind of like blend together.
Especially those bonus tracks.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it just... Alright.
I give it a 5.5.
I'm going to give it a 5, probably.
Alright. Next...
Because it's good musical production. Right. It is good production, don't get me wrong.
I mean, the whole album is good production, but...
Yeah.
Next is
Paid in Cocaine. We've got the trumpets going here.
Heavy trumpets. Heavy brass.
It's awesome. It's one of my favorite tracks on the album. It has a catchy chorus talking about Long Beach, SoCal. I dig it.
I didn't really like it. I thought it was kind of like Wear Black, just mediocre.
But it's
really to it. I'd say it's Wear Black plus brass. That's all it has going for it is the brass. The brass is good, but that's it. I give it a 5.
It's catchy.
Well, I mean,
all the songs sticks in your head. If you listen to the song, it sticks in your head.
The whole album sticks in your head, though.
Yeah.
I give it a 5.7.
I'm gonna give this song at least 7.5. Probably on the upper end of that too. 7.8. Right. I'm gonna give it.
All right. Next is Rage of Travers. I thought this was a pretty good track. Doesn't really hold up to the rest of the album. The good tracks on the rest of the album, but I thought it was better than the worst.
I didn't like it really. It was a 5 for me.
5?
I'm just gonna go out and say it. It was like a 5 for me. Forgettable. It's not catchy. It's not as catchy. It's not as. It kind of fits. It flows with the album well, but I wasn't a huge fan of it.
I mean, I thought it was decent. It was medium tempo, which I liked. It wasn't as slow as the worst tracks like Wear Black and Paid in Cocaine, but
Paid in Cocaine is one of the best songs in the album.
It's not.
Just because it's not fast and upbeat, it makes no sense.
It's not a good song.
It's a story about a dude. It's a story about a dude who sells crack.
I don't care. Does it sound good? No.
It's cool.
This is why Through the Wire is not a good song.